Hello, friends. Welcome to this series of Inspirations 9, where we will be discussing different concepts of the various financial terms. And I'm your host, Sunil Thakkar. We will see you soon on the other side of this message. Hello, friends. You remember those days when you used to receive cash from your grandparents for visiting them, or receive cash from your relatives for helping them with household chores? What did you do with that cash? Did you keep it under the pillow or in your piggy bank, thinking that at a later date you will still be able to buy the burger and the drink that you are able to buy today? You'll be disappointed to know that at a later date you might be able to just buy the burger and not the drink. Why? Friends, the answer lies in inflation. Most of us are aware of this term and how it sends shivers down our spine every time we hear or read about it. So now, let us understand what is this inflation. Inflation can be defined as a persistent rise in the general price of goods and services for common or everyday use, such as food, clothing, housing, fuel, transport, etc., which leads to the increase in the cost of living. It also indicates a decrease in the purchasing power of our money. The inability to buy both the burger and the drink today, as opposed to be able to buy both the burger and the drink earlier, means that the prices of the burger has increased, and it also indicates a decrease in the purchasing power of our currency. So what leads to this inflation? To understand this more precisely, we will revisit the definition of inflation. Could the rise in the price of this single burger cause inflation? The answer is no, my dear friends. Over a certain period of time, there could be a persistent rise in the prices of multiple commodities, like we mentioned earlier, of food, clothing, housing, fuel, transport, etc. This phenomenon is called inflation. So an individual increase in the price of, say, toothpaste does not constitute inflation. So then, what causes these prices to rise? One reason is when demand outstrips supply, prices rise. This is called demand pull effect. This can happen when more money is printed, or there is a regime of lower interest rates, or more disposable income is available in our hands, which means too much money is available. This can lead to demand outstripping the supply. Secondly, it can be caused by a general price rise, which can affect the cost of raw materials, manufacturing costs, etc. This is called cost push effect. This will leave the consumer out of pocket as income does not match the costs. So how is this inflation measured? Inflation is typically measured by Consumer Price Index, which is the CPI. CPI takes into consideration the prices of goods and services for the purpose of consumption in households. We will learn more about the CPI in the next episode. Let's see what are the benefits of inflation. In a way, some inflation is necessary to stimulate the economy. A little inflation encourages the consumer to buy sooner. Buy now rather than wait is the consumer's mantra, as they feel prices will go even higher. Whereas if prices are decreasing, consumers will hold out for a better deal in the future. It is also beneficial to property or commodity owners, as the value of their assets will increase, which means they can sell at a higher price. What are the other impacts of inflation? We know if there is a persistent rise in the prices of goods and services of households, then it is bound to affect the day-to-day lives and affect also the living standards as households are left with less disposable income. It is bad for savings, as we know from the burger incident, that today we can buy only the burger rather than the burger and the drink from earlier days. This brings us to the topic of who controls inflation. Inflation needs to be in check, otherwise the purchasing power of our currency may even diminish to practically zero. This check of inflation is regulated by the central bank of a country. The central bank, maybe the Federal Reserve if you are in the US, or the Reserve Bank of Australia or India, depending on the country of your residence. This central bank monitors and controls the falling value of the purchasing power of our currency, and also controls the increase in the price level of goods and services. How do we protect our finances from inflation? We will need to 1. Cut down on our expenses, and 2. Park our money into different avenues of savings and investments like stock market, treasury bonds, investment property, interest earning bank accounts, etc. We will be going through these more in detail in our coming episodes. So friends, in an environment of high inflation, please ensure you're not in any financial stress, as that can lead to mental stress. Look out for your family and friends in need. Hope you did learn from this episode on inflation. Please do mention in the comments section any queries that you may have, and please do not forget to subscribe and share this video widely with your friends and family. Until we meet next time, happy learning and stay inspired.